Blazing the steel. Bring the heat. Mix it non-stop. With the hottest DJ.
I'm your host, Joshua Diaz.
Non-stop.
Well, that went well. Swimmingly. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm trying here. Well, I'm working. Maybe I'm working. I'm working. What's going on, everybody? Good to be here. Good to see you. Thank you for making the lab a part of your day wherever you may be, however you may be listening. Peyton's getting fired for the 14th time. You found me, all right. Since you guys are here, let's talk to the audio engineer for a second. You know, because sometimes I don't think things really get fixed unless you have what I call a tweaking session. You know what I mean? Like a tweaking session. And so let's go ahead and get them on the phone. Oh, goodness. You guys are going to love this. You're going to love this. Trust me. Intercom to Peyton. Are you there? Are you there? Give me 1 second here. See, he can't even get his own audio right. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous and unacceptable. And I won't have it. I mean, I don't want to have it, but I have it. It's like, I don't know, gingivitis. I don't have gingivitis, but I'm saying, like, it's one of those things, like, you have it, but you don't want it. And that's what I got. That's what I got, folks.
Disappointing, man.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, God. Oh, great. Got the executive producer on the phone. How's it going?
Well, you know, it's going, just hanging out.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, your audio sounds like crap. Okay. Second of all, did you get the engineer to redo the wires, or is that something that just was forgotten? Because we were supposed to get all new connectors.
Yeah.
So did that get done?
I'm sorry to report that it did not get done.
Is there a reason? There's got to be a good reason. What's the reason? No. Come on. Give me a good reason.
I simply don't know how to do it.
Right, but I told you to get somebody else that could, right? I told you, hey, here's what you do, man.
Right.
If you can't figure it out, find somebody who can, right?
Right.
That was the point of that. I said, I'm leaving you in charge. I'm leaving you in charge of getting this done. And you said, yeah, got it.
Right.
Right.
That did happen.
Right. That happened. That part of it happened where I said, hey, do this. Right. That happened.
That happened.
But what didn't happen
Right.
was the rest of it. Right.
That's correct.
And because I told you to get somebody to do it.
Yes, you did.
And you didn't do it.
Well, I was confident that I could do it, but
Okay, but I have no note, I have no email, I have no nothing that says that you didn't do it. I went on the air tonight. I'm on the air right now expecting that you had figured this out.
yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry to all of the viewers out there.
That's all you got to say. I mean, honestly, like, as your employer and father, which is a terrible combination, let me just say right off the bat.
Yeah, this is a conflict of interest.
It's not a conflict of interest if you would just do what I ask you to do. Like, I love you dearly. You're one of my favorite people in the entire world. You're like you're top like 17. And
my 17th?
you're 16th-ish.
Okay.
Okay. You're 16. Okay. You're up there. You're up there, man. Top 17. So anyway, I love you. You're the best.
Love you too, brother.
Let's get this fixed tomorrow.
Can do.
Are you sure?
Will do.
Because then you'll be.
I'm sure.
Because I'm telling you, we'll have this conversation again.
On air?
No, probably off air, which is worse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would rather have me talk to you off the air, right?
Off the air, yeah.
But on the air, I can't get as mad at you because people are like, "Oh, don't be mean, don't be mean."
Right, yeah. Don't be mean to an 18-year-old.
The age doesn't matter. You had a responsibility, and
Yeah.
Didn't happen today.
No.
All right, we'll get it done tomorrow. First thing. All right, bye. Love you.
All
right. Now that that's out of the way, sorry you guys had to hear that. It is what it is. Technical issues at all times. We were supposed to get new caps for our connectors. It didn't happen. I mean, we do run a rinky-dink organization over here. There's no doubt about it. We're bare bones. We're bare bones, brother. But God dang, love him. When he's good, he's good. Love his work. He's quick, man. He's clever. Love him. He's good stuff. Stepmommy Linda says, "Run for the hills, Pepe. Run for the hills, Pepe. Run for the hills." My little baby. I love him. I really do. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz. It's good to see you. Good to be here. Sorry we had to do a little house cleaning at first. But he's a good boy. What can I say? Now, as for everything else going on, man, protesters getting arrested? Protesters. Okay. Protesters. The Wilsons, Dallas. I'm good. How are you today? I'm good. How are you guys? How's everybody doing? Hey, I got a lot to talk about tonight. I got thoughts, man. I got feelings. I got emotions. I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. But I'm deflated at the same time. There's this narrative out there right now that's going on, and bear with me, folks, if you feel this way, and let me just explain to you why it's not the way that it is, okay? Because I really need you to hear what I have to say and then just ponder it. And if you do not agree with it, fine. But let's look at this from a logical, non-emotional, and that is tough. I say that like it's nothing, but it's not. It's not. But you have to go into this to not being an emotional mess. That's where we have to start with this. And I'm really troubled that this seems like this is the new wave. The new wave of what's going on. I was in someone's chat earlier, and I'm not going to say who because, doesn't matter. But what I saw was people were saying, well, there are people getting arrested right now for protesting, and that is up for debate, whatever protesting is. And they're saying things like a baby killer is walking free. Why not arrest her? Why is she not arrested? You see this face? Can you see her on the screen there? She's up there. Okay? She's up there. What are you going to... Okay. And I want to say this as easy and calmly as possible with little emotion and simple life days. Have a good night. Here's what I want to say about it. Okay. Leilani is suspected of murdering or being the prime suspect in the disappearance and death of her child. No doubt about it. She absolutely is. But people are acting like we can somehow, some way, arrest people without evidence, probable cause. What they need to arrest Leilani is not some child abuse charges from who knows when, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, 2 months ago. First of all, it sounds as though there's a CPS case going on. That's what's happening right now. So while that while that is happening, same as the investigation into Quentin, two things can be happening at one time. You can't just arrest somebody. You can't just arrest somebody. Ann Miller says, what about her confessing to what she did? Why can't they go off that? Ann Miller, who did she confess to? Who did she confess to? Her mother? Because she surely didn't confess to the FBI or local law enforcement. No, she didn't. She didn't. She has not confessed to anybody. She just hasn't. Telling her mother that she did this is not a confession to the cops. It's not a confession to the cops. Now, do I understand the outrage? Of course. Do I agree with the outrage? Of course. Do I think it's ridiculous that they're out and about and rubbing it in people's face, and has it pissed people off even more than they are already pissed off? Yes. Do they deserve harassment? Personally, I wouldn't do it. But, if they want to stand out there in the road and, hold signs that say baby killer, which, by the way, we don't even know, by the way. And once again, I'm not talking with emotion here. I'm talking with what I think is the most sensible thing that I can come up with. And the most logical thing that I can come up with is that they are working a case. They're trying to find the child. If you want to arrest her, say anybody wants to arrest, do you guys, okay, let's vote to arrest her. And most people would say, yeah, let's arrest her. She's arrested. Then what? Then what? You got charges to hold her? Suspicion of murder? That is not a charge. And she is under investigation. Still not a charge. They believe that she's the main suspect in the disappearance and death of her son. Still not a charge. It's not. And somebody said to me earlier, I said, look, you can't block people's driveways. You just can't do it. You can't stand in front of their car when they're not under arrest, whether you think they should be under arrest or not. You can't do it. You're just not allowed to. It's just how it works. You can't do it. You are not allowed to do it. And then somebody says to me, but it's okay. It's okay to kill children. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? Who said that was okay? Well, they're not arresting her. Standing in front of a car in front of a bunch of cops, not letting it leave is pretty easy to prove. It's a simple charge. It's a simple charge. A simple charge. You're doing it in front of the cop. If Leilani had did what we all suspect her of doing in front of a cop, directly in front of a cop, she'd be arrested right then and there. No question about it. She'd be arrested right then and there. That's not what she did. That is not what she did at all. Yeah, there were some people that got arrested tonight. They were standing in front of the truck, knocking on the door. They were blocking the truck from leaving. These people are not under arrest. Once again, whether you think they should be under arrest or not is not important. Whether you think that they should be under arrest or not is not important. Whether I think that they should be under arrest or not is not important. Of course, I think they should be under arrest. Of course, I think they should be under arrest. But with charges. We got to have charges. I'm waiting for charges. And what they want to find is Quentin. And when they find Quentin, they want to try to find the cause of death. Maybe they can, maybe they can't, but they sure as hell want to try. And God bless them. They want cause of death, and they want his body. They have neither. They don't know if he was murdered or not. All they know is that she may have thrown her child, who they believe is deceased, into a trash can. If they have evidence that she did this, meaning took his body to the dumpster, and they have video evidence and proof that that is what she did, that she put him in there and waited for the garbage man to pick the truck up. If they have that proof, then arrest her. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Deb wants to know, if she didn't confess, how do they know he's in the landfill? From an investigation, from direct evidence that they've said. They did not say that they took a statement from Leilani saying that she was in the dumpster, or that he was in the dumpster or the landfill. That's not what happened. They found direct evidence that led them to the landfill. They're the ones that told the mother. Leilani says she just doesn't remember. How do you confess to something you don't remember? She hasn't confessed to anybody. She hasn't confessed to anybody. And I think, I get it. I get the outrage. It's the definition of outrageous what's going on here. It's the absolute definition. But, and Jamie, maybe they do and maybe they don't. But let me ask you this, Jamie. If they have her on camera putting a bag in a dumpster, is that enough? No, it's not. She purposely tried to cover her tracks. And she's made this extremely difficult now, more than it's been. Okay, this is not law enforcement's fault. This is not a failure on law enforcement's fault or on law enforcement's part. That I don't believe, that's the case. I don't think the police chief sucks. I think what happened was that This scumbag on the screen right here, and I don't have a better word for her because she is a scumbag, was responsible for the death of her child and threw him away like garbage. And now that child, Quentin, is in a landfill that they believe that he's in a landfill, and they're trying to recover his body. Step one. Because I tell you what, you wouldn't be a prosecutor very long if you just start charging people because you're pissed off. It's just not how it works. It's just not how it works. Say what you want, but that's not how it works. Yell all you want. Stand in front of trucks if you want. Lay in front of a train for all I care. It's not going to change anything. It never changes anything. It'll never change anything. The outrage, I'm fine with the outrage. I'm fine with being upset. Not, nobody's asking me what I'm fine with. I'm just saying I get why people get pissed off. I get why people are mad. It's upsetting. This is an upsetting situation. Teresa, gifting 5 lab memberships. Thank you. Very nice of you. I would love Leilani to be in jail. I would love, and I can't wait for that day. I'm excited about it, actually. It brings me a little bit of joy knowing that hopefully, and I do believe. Look, man, I'm not going to play on your emotions and get you more hyped up and pissed off than you already are. I'm just not going to do it because I think there's enough disgust to go around. And I think that everybody somewhat feels the same way. Some express it a little different. I mean, like I said, you want to stand there and hold a sign, just don't get in the way. Like, you're not helping. Matter of fact, what you're doing is you're taking away resources, from other things, not just Quentin, but other things as well. And that's just kind of how it is. It sucks. Look, I'm telling you, it sucks. I'm ready for her to go to jail. I'll be so happy. Oopsie. That POS needs to fess up so she can plead mental when she goes to prison. So, yes, I think. Look, she has no integrity. She has no respect for her child, or that's what she would do. She would confess to everything because she should. She should confess. And she should do her time, which is forever. I think Alabama has the death penalty. I mean, if they didn't, I don't know what state would. I don't know who uses the death penalty anymore, but, this is a premeditated crime of the most heinous nature, if you ask me. And, if they can prove that she intentionally killed him and then disposed of him the way that she supposedly did, she could ride the lightning for all I care. I don't care. I really don't. Yeah, Texas does use it. I believe Georgia does. I think. No moral values, no self-respect, nada, heartless and cruel. I'm telling you guys, I get the outrage and I understand it, and I even support it to a certain extent. Getting arrested is not really going to do anything. It's not going to help giving law enforcement crap out there is not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make them find him any. It's not. They're not going to make him. They're not going to find Dylan. So many cases. They're not going to find Quentin faster because people are blocking trucks. And I think that anything that we are doing now, other than just talking about this case, and this case has plenty of attention, and a lot of people are really, 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 really upset for good reason. And doubling down with the whole going out and drinking and things like that. Made people even more upset. Fair enough again, right? You can't do that. That was an insult, and it pissed people off. So once again, a lot of this that's coming their way, or in supposedly for what she has done, and I believe fully that she is responsible for the death of that child, and I fully believe that the FBI and local law enforcement have evidence that points to where Quentin is at this time. You got to think too. It's not like somebody would put me in a landfill. You'd probably find me kind of fast. Maybe not that fast, but like he's just a little guy. He's just a little baby. He's and it sucks to even have to talk about it like that. He's just small. That's why notoriously over the years, people have been putting kids in dumpsters and landfills. Sick and sad, but true. Logistically, I mean, they fit. Not going to put me in a dumpster. Not in one piece. And we don't even know that. But I got to tell you that there is absolutely no, and I mean no, excuse for the way that they were acting just the other day. It gets worse and worse and worse. This is the modern day Casey Anthony. And Rhonda, thank you so much for that $5 super sticker. I appreciate that very much. And we have Julie La Rosa, our Canadian friend. Thank you. 2 months. Quite a ride, huh? Love you, Josh. Can't wrap my head around this one. Such a beautiful baby boy. Or such a beautiful boy. I can't either. There really is no wrapping your head around it. That's not a thing, you know? I mean, there's no rhyme or reason or... I am curious, though, why people would think that blocking a truck would help find Quentin faster. Or why people would call the police chief, mean names. I don't know, man. Maybe there's some voodoo magic I don't know about that works like that. But usually it has the exact opposite effect, and we don't really see it when it happens. Like the best thing that like we could do is like to stay out of the way. And then you'll hear somebody go, "No, we can't stand for that. They'll never take us alive." And you're going, simmer down. Simmer down. Simmer down. I mean, I guess it is troublemaking. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, I think their hearts are in the right place. I don't know those people, man. So I can't even say. I can't even say their hearts in the right place. I don't know, and I don't care. Get the hell out of the driveway. That's all. I mean, that's all there is to it. The long and short of it is, get out of the driveway. Stop blocking people's cars. Well, then they go find him. I understand. I understand completely why he hasn't been found, because it's hard to find children. Yeah. So never lose hope. So they have diverted funds. Unfortunately, this is how this works too, guys. They've diverted funds from the security camera system from the schools to help fund the search for this boy. Now, that does not mean that those funds are gone forever. It's not what it means. But that's what they need. That's what they need, the money right now for this search. You think this stuff is cheap? You think it's easy? Like most counties, they all have budget problems. They all have budget problems, and they got to get the money from somewhere. So what they do is they hold a vote and they say, hey, we got to solve this case. We have to find this young man. The cameras or whatever the hell they were used for, those can wait. But it's not like, I heard people complain about that too. These searches aren't free. They're not free, and they're not first of all, they're not free. Second of all, they're not cheap. Third of all, they're extremely time consuming. Landfills are just that. They're there to fill up with trash and scoop out of there. Get it gone. It's not really meant to be dug through anymore. Who knows if that's where he really is? Now, I've heard that, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. I am really struggling to wrap my head around why they would pull out all these stops. Why they are so focused on the landfill. It's not because of Leilani. It's not because of something the mother said. It's not because, I don't believe it's because of anything anybody said. I believe it's because of evidence. That's just my opinion. But they're not going to tell us what that is that led them there. I'm telling you, but I'll tell you for sure right now, it was not Leilani. It was not Billy Joe. They're not taking the word of any of them. They are not taking their word for it. It's evidence that led them there. Notice the day before they had blacked out the windows in that house. Why? Because luminol. The very next day, we're closing, we believe that he's dead. We believe that he's dead. And we've found evidence of that. What kind of evidence is that? Well, they don't just black the windows of your house out for no reason. They don't just black the windows of people's houses out for no reason. They didn't drain that pool for no reason. Maybe they found nothing. I don't know what they found, but they didn't drain it for no reason. They didn't call out dozens of agents, landfill recovery specialists, CSI tents, and that's what those things are. And by the way, they're not taking the weekend off. They are testing some stuff that they already have. They're testing stuff and evidence that they believe they're looking for his DNA in there. And what they're doing is they say, okay, so this pile tested positive for human decomp. What grid is that? Well, you're in charge of that one, Grady? I don't know who Grady is. I just made that name up. Yes, I'm on E7. Okay, human decomp hit on E7. That's where we need to focus more now. It's a process. It is grueling. This is where this is not simple. This is a very, very difficult situation. And it drives me nuts. Because these people are working their butt off. Monica says, if we all understood how this mother could do this to her child, there would be no children. It's awful. There would be no children. It's awful to think all the kids that came to this type of ending to their precious life. I 100% agree with you. Well said. It's a terrible thing. Let me see here. Up. Look at that. Melissa gifted 5 memberships to the lab. It's very generous of you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. You see, it's really tough. It is tough to navigate and talk about cases like this with such disturbing elements to it. That's what this is. It has disturbing elements to the left and the right of it. But I want to focus on something a little different. I'm not outraged that she's not arrested. I get it. I know why. And I've explained that. And if you don't accept it, then you don't accept it. That's fine. But like he said, they're not ready to make an arrest. This Leilani is a real piece of work. And I'll tell you, her brother came out with a statement, and it's not a statement. And I think this is the one that's in jail for murder, but I could be wrong. But this is a brother. Let's put it over Dummy's face there. Let's read this, because this is interesting and just frankly stupid. So Joe says the media has twisted this to calling what they did a party scene or even a vacation spot. And let me correct Joe. Joe, the media did not do that. That's not what the media did. The people at the restaurant, are the ones that said that. Nobody else. Nobody else. Let me get rid of the chat box for a second. All right. Let me start by saying I don't side with my sister at all. Okay. About what? But that's the thing. What are you siding with her about? Nobody sides with nobody should side with somebody who is suspected of killing and dumping a baby into the trash. She's on her own in this mess. It doesn't seem that way, though, Joe. It doesn't seem that way. It'd be nice if she was on her own, though. I would appreciate that a little more. It would be nice if she wasn't being protected and coddled. What I mean by protected is, mommy taking her around and getting her drunk and all that jazz. Yes, she did get a membership. Oh, crap. I lost the... Okay, because I like that comment. I want to make sure I get to that one. Now, my mother needs some peace and quiet around her house. The amount of, quote, protesters that surround her house day in and day out is uncalled for. We want answers. My mom wants answer. We want answers. My mom wants answer. Sadly, the FBI won't let my family help search for my nephew. So right now, all we can do is sit at the bar and take... No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that. So now all we can do is sit and wait and pray they recover him so we can serve justice to him. He deserves it, and my mother is on board for that as well. Sorry she had dinner on Tybee with two of her friends that drug her out of the house to get her some peace, as if the stress alone isn't killing her already. I know my mother better than anyone on the planet, and I mean anyone. She's a loving, caring woman with a beautiful heart, and when it's time, I'll let the world know that. So, I understand and somewhat respect what he's saying. I mean, he's coming to the defense of his mother, but Joe, I got to tell you that you're wrong, first and foremost. The media did nothing in that situation. It was the restaurant themselves told the media that, because that's how they were acting, like fools. They were acting like fools. This wasn't to get some peace and quiet, because by all accounts they were loud. This wasn't to get away from everybody and keep your head low. That's not what that was. That's not what any of this is. And to pretend like that your mother wants answers, yet she's going to a bar and grill. Look, people got to eat. I get it. You know, she went out to dinner. That's one thing. It's still, even that's what I'm saying. Even just going out to dinner, like, should that be bad? No. Is it? Yes. Why is it bad? Because the kid's missing. That's why. And to pretend that your mother wasn't acting the way that she was acting, by all accounts, hitting on a waiter, wanting them to take shots, that's not a night out to lay low, have some peace and quiet. Sure, it was louder in that bar than it was in her house, but it was disrespectful in a major way. And disrespectful is not even the right word. It's not even the right word. It's the complete wrong word. And what they did was absolutely ridiculous. It just was. It was ridiculous. You can't go to a bar and get drunk drinking top shelf liquor, Patron or whatever it is. It's all sick if you ask me. Hit on waiters, hand your number out. Then the waiter gives the number to the media. So then they start texting her for interviews. Now that's funny. And that's her own fault. She did that. We didn't do that. The media didn't do that. Yeah, it's just, it truly is an unbelievable situation. One sec. Okay, sorry about that, folks. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to open up the phone lines if anybody wants to call. Share your 2 cents in a rational, calm, like I am. Just kidding. I'm not any of those things. I'm going to put the number up on the screen. And I'll get to them as I can in between rants and things like that. But let's see here. And let's be on topic. Let's stay on topic. I don't want to talk about the foam on my wall. This should be interesting. Let me see. How do I get this stupid statement off? I hate that. What he said was dumb. It was just dumb. I think Teresa said it best, that it was gaslighting. And I agree with that. It definitely was gaslighting. I mean, basically wanting to blame Yeah. The Wilson Dallas says, it's just like the camping trip when Gabby went, when Dumbass's family did their thing. Yeah, it's very similar. It's insane. It's insane, but to, I was on the mother's side, sort of, the grandmother. I was like, let's just cut her some slack. Let's cut her some slack. She's going through a rough time. Well, that's over. That's over. Let's see. The number to call in there is 858-299-2504. Let me see here. She gets up and tosses him in a bag of cereal. He cries because Siri told him to shut up. What am I reading here? She put him in the playpen to time out. Oh, I got you. I got what you're saying here. I'm with that. Totally. Exactly. No slack left. The behavior does tell a story, man. It really does tell a story. When she did what she did in such a demonstrative way to the babysitter, I could not believe it. The way that she was acting, I had never seen anything quite like it. Especially when it wasn't even, she's blaming the babysitter. And I don't know why. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. I'm doing all right. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Just that 2 years ago, and that baby, he's so cute.
I
hope they get what they deserve. Yeah, and you know what? I think you're amazing for us. Talent, and I love your jokes and stuff, and you're amazing at your show, sir.
I appreciate that very much.
And you know what? Shout out from the donor, high heels from Patty. So I'm going to let somebody else call in.
All right, Patty.
Much
thank
love
you.
To you, hon.
Hey, take care.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
You too, babe.
What a lovely first call. What a lovely first call. Yeah, I know. Do I need to get Peyton on the phone? Peyton! No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't Peyton's fault. That was actually my fault. It was my fault. I just watched a video on the protesters, and I just going to say people are really ticked off. There's one thing to protest, but another when people start bringing baseball bats. Exactly. That's exactly right. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think the person that spoke out here is the brother that's in jail for murder. I don't believe that that's the guy. Thank God. Because nobody wants to hear what he has to say anyway. I really can't believe it, man. A baseball bat? A baseball bat? Uh-oh. Ellie Mae's out. Ellie Mae, you have a good evening. Thanks for stopping in. That was the first I called. I had stage fright. Patty, it was a great phone call. Thank you so much. Calling it a night, Lab Rats. Donna, thank you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Very kind of you to say. So if you notice on the screen here, in the background, you have that house of horrors, whatever the hell happened in there. God knows what happened in that house. And the photo that you're looking at of Leilani is her mugshot from when she stole cigarettes from her gas station. Or whatever she worked at. Mindful Mama Ray says, good night, fam. Sending you all love and light. Good night. Good night. But yeah, that's her mugshot. It's, she's very proud of herself there. Very proud. I mean, what happened? What do you mean the number expired? I don't think it did it? Uh-oh. What do we got? Great. The number is expired. Let me see if I can. Try again. Yeah, I know. She's very chin-uppy. Let me see. I mean, I'm getting the calls. I just haven't picked up on. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Well, I was calling the wrong number.
Okay, so it wasn't expired. I was looking. I was. It said everything was good.
Wrong.
Hey,
I'm so sorry.
It's Peyton's fault. Don't worry. What can I do for you?
So I missed what happened at the protest today. Can you fill me in?
Well, basically, what happened was there was a large group of people gathered outside the house protesting, yelling baby killer, things like that, which standard stuff for these kinds of high profile cases. I mean, it went on with the Casey Anthony situation. It went on with, it goes on. But when they start going up on people's lawn and on their property and banging on their door, and now it sounds as though people had baseball bats and so on and so forth. Then they were blocking the truck of the mother. I don't know if Leilani was in the truck or not. She may have been, but they were standing behind it while the police were there and said that they weren't getting out of the way. And a few people got arrested because of it. And the rationale by the people who are okay with what they're doing is, well, you can kill a baby yet and somehow you get arrested for, protesting. That's really not the same. And it's really not, it's not nearly the same thing. I mean, first of all, when you're standing in front of somebody's vehicle or behind it so they can't get out, in front of a cop, you're committing the crime right in front of the cop. They can arrest you. And like I said earlier in the show, if Leilani had did what she's done in front of the cops, then she'd be in jail too.
Exactly. So right now what they have seems like a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Possibly some DNA blood in the home. That's what I wanted to say is everyone's under the impression that they actually have her on tape throwing a baby, a child, in the dumpster.
Right.
No. I'm sure what they have on tape, if they have this on tape, which I'm fairly certain they do from the press conference, he sounds pretty specific that he was disposed of in a certain location,
right.
that dumpster went to this section of the landfill, hence why all this is happening at the landfill.
Correct.
But they act like he wasn't in anything, in a bag or in a tote or, like they just saw her throw.
Well, the thing is, people just want
a dumpster.
People want her arrested so badly that the people that want her arrested, look, and I'm one of those people, but I don't want her arrested so badly that it compromises the investigation or getting justice. Because the people that are upset to that extreme and saying, why isn't she arrested? They're not the ones that have to prosecute this. They're not the ones that have to take it to trial. They're not the ones that have to prove it. And you definitely have to do all those things. And they're flat out, they're not ready to do that.
They're not. And I think some of those people also feel that she's a danger to others. If she's going to kill a child, what's going to stop her from hurting someone else? This is their mindset. And that she should be, she's a menace to society. She should be locked up. Well, do that.
No, you have to have evidence
about parole violation and this and that. I don't understand, but they are saying she could be in jail right now. But I don't know how that works either. I don't know if anyone else does.
Well, I mean, what are they
going
to put her in jail for?
For abuse. Even if they arrested her for abuse.
You got to prove it.
Okay? Well, it's said that there's videos, that a neighbor has videotaped it. It's hearsay. Unless the neighbor has taken it to police.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, with him missing right now, I don't know if they would arrest her for child abuse or, violence to whatever the charge would be. Because there's a bigger fish right now.
Right. And
they're fishing.
They want to start from a clean slate, and they want to charge her with everything that they can. They believe that he is deceased. Okay. So is there an urgency to find his body? Absolutely there is, but there's no real fast, easy way to do it. So then you're like, well, what about the other kids? Well, they're in state's custody with another family member somewhere else. And so they're not in any danger. There are no children in that house. Leilani is not a serial killer. She's not a, killing adults would be far too difficult for her. And the clock starts ticking as soon as they charge her with anything. So what is the rush? You don't have
the rush?
You don't have the body, and you need it. You really, really, really need it here. Because if you can find a cause of death, and by that I mean and this is just graphic, and I'll say it the best I can. If they find, in his bones that say there was a blunt force object to the head, and it's he say they find a split in the skull or something like that, and that's very, very, very graphic, and I get it, but that's what they're looking for. Unfortunately, they want to determine how he died, and many other things if they can. So until that happens, you can't do anything. They're very confident that he's in that landfill.
I agree. I feel that confidence from that chief.
We have learned nothing from the Casey Anthony trial. It was botched. And I don't know if you remember that trial, but
I do.
Talk about an absolute cluster from the beginning to the end. And it went on for months and months and months. They had trouble finding Kaylee, who was a quarter of a mile or half a mile from her house, thrown off on the side of the road. It was just by happenstance that somebody found her. Then they go on to charge Casey with murder, but they don't know how Kaylee died. They still don't, to this day, don't know how she died. And
all kinds of rumors.
Yeah, but they just couldn't prove their case. It's just the way the law works, and people don't like that. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I think that's a big reason they're out there and they're saying, they're upset that law enforcement is taking the weekend off.
That's not what they're doing.
I think people feel like evidence is just deteriorating in that landfill.
But they're not taking the weekend off. They're not taking the weekend off.
Well,
they're not going to bar mitzvahs and football parties. They're testing evidence. They are testing for DNA. They want to see if the direction that they're looking in, if they can hit on human decomp, and it's gridded out, so they have it all gridded out. Okay, you understand? And
I do.
They're going through it one by one, and they say we have human decomp on E7. I say, what was it? Grady. Grady's in charge of that section. Okay, well, we got to get more people in his section searching because we hit on something here.
How would they know that? Visually first?
I think that what they would do is they would just test. They would just test that. There's tests for like human decomposition, blood, or whatever, and that's how they're going to do it. They have their ways of finding that kind of stuff, and it's very state of the art what they're trying to do here. I mean, it's very, very difficult. But yeah, they'll put all that trash under what they feel is important under black it out and luminol it. And if they can find any blood, they'll test that DNA, and that's what they're going to do.
So they're not just looking for bones.
No, they're looking for any indication of him at this point. They just want to be 100% sure that they're looking in the correct that they're looking in the correct spot. And that's what they're doing. And it's a tough job. I mean, it really is. Let's see. Harley Yaya says, how do you know that, Josh? How do I know what? I don't know what that question was. And do you want to give your screen name out?
Oh, that's fine with me.
Who are you?
You want me to say what it is?
Yeah.
I'm Follow the Grain in Your Own Blood.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in. It was a great call.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let's see here. It's a great call. Caller, go ahead.
Hi, Josh. It's Granny.
Hey, how you doing?
It's your Granny. Oh, good. It's your Granny. I just want to say, Hi. I want to talk about talk on a couple things.
Okay.
I think you're very right about everything, pretty much.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think they got to wait and see what happens, and they got to give them a chance, and they got to wait and see what happens, comes back, and it's really sad. With him having to get his bones and that out of that garbage dump, that's horrible.
Yes.
Isn't that terrible?
It's the worst.
Like, everybody got to pray. Everybody got to pray, and I don't even know. That it's so sad. And they're out partying down and going to restaurant and relaxing and shit. How can you do that when your baby's out there dead somewhere? How can they do that?
You know, I wish I had the answer for that. Like you, I'm sure that your children have kept me up at night.
Wouldn't you just be breaking down?
Oh, I wouldn't get out of bed.
You'd be breaking down or be all over somewhere, or you would be right there at the landfill watching to try to see what they're going to find. None of that. They're out partying down. Like, what?
Well, according to the Sun, they're not allowed to go help look, which makes sense because, they're suspects.
No, we all know that. We all know that.
But I wouldn't.
But you can't go help that. But I mean, I would be standing there like on edge, But no, they're out like partying down somewhere and the shit.
Well,
planning their next whatever.
I wouldn't be.
What the fuck is that?
Whoa,
eh?
whoa.
What the fuck is that?
Whoa.
Come on, Josh. We're smarter than that.
Watch the.
But you know that
stuff.
We're smart.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, don't say effing stuff. Hey, Donnie.
You got two in on me.
Yeah, and Donnie's getting out soon. Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
what are we gonna do with that?
I don't know, but we're gonna try not to say it.
I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay. We'll forgive you.
No F's and stuff.
No,
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Well,
don't say any F's and stuff.
I agree with you. They need to give them time. And
I love you.
And
I know it's crazy, and people are saying, "Oh no, they're innocent." Like, anybody who thinks they're innocent, I mean, they got to really pull their head out of their ass because that's crazy.
Hey, I'm with
you.
you.
What are they doing that shit? Going to bars and shit and partying down? What the hell is that? That is the most despicable thing I've ever seen. I don't know. I'll get off here.
I appreciate your call.
I just can't believe it. And I just wanted to talk to you.
Oh, thank you.
Say hey from your granny.
All right.
Granny loves you.
All right. Don't make me wash your mouth out with soap, Granny.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, wow. Okay. Good stuff. Granny. So it's hard to tell Granny what to do. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell Granny what to do. Let's see here. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, Josh.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. This is Margot. I'm sorry, Margot. I'm calling from Idaho.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to... Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm getting feedback from somewhere. Anyway, I just wanted to reiterate, some of these people out there that don't understand why she hasn't been arrested, just reiterate that they've got to build a case and have it tight enough that she's not going to get off and walk.
Right.
Because nobody wants that to happen.
Again.
You know what I mean?
Because it's happened too many times.
Well, it has. And, I mean, it's crazy to think about her getting away with it. I mean, that in my eyes, would be the ultimate tragedy,
So I've gotten a little uneasy because obviously I do think that they're going to find him. I do think that. And
I do.
I'm just really hopeful that they can tell why or how he died. And if it was a murder, an accident, cover up, or whatever, and that she be charged accordingly and properly, nothing more than they can prove and nothing less. If they can prove it all and go in for a capital murder, good. If they can't, do not make that same mistake again. The Casey Anthony trial haunts me, and it haunts prosecutors, and it haunts people like us who watch these things and go, how could somebody do that to their kid? And then overzealous prosecutors charged with things that they can't prove. The people that are out front in front of that house, they're not the ones that are going to be sitting on the jury. They would never take them. The people that would sit on this jury are the ones who have never heard of this case. They're not going to have any they're not going to have any preconceived notions about what's going on, and you know, they're there from a clean slate. And I think that take the time that you need. You know, they are not taking time off. They're testing what they have.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's just not what they're doing, you know.
Well, and, you know, as far as not wanting to be totally graphic and things, it's going to get that way here. But
it does.
As far as him being in landfill, you know, his hair is still viable. If he was in little jammies, you know, it's going to hold him together somewhat. Unless, you know, the decomp is so bad that it's gone through the clothing, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Right. And
the whole thing is just, can you even imagine the person or people that actually find him in that landfill?
No. And I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day. I was saying, you know, they absolutely want to find him, but if I was out there searching for him, I would not want to be the one to find him. I mean, if it happened, obviously, and that's the goal. But, you know, I just would not want that.
Oh, it would totally wreck me. Just totally wreck me.
Yeah, and you know, it's shocking to anybody, even seasoned homicide detectives. And when it comes to kids, man, it's so much different. It's such a different dynamic. You know,
oh yeah, it is.
They see gang members shoot each other, and domestics, and, you know, prostitutes being killed is a very common call that they get. And these are graphic scenes themselves. And then you're dealing with a child. When you deal with a child, it's just got to be a whole nother level, you know?
Well, yeah, because that child, you know, doesn't have a choice in a whole lot of things. And you're supposed to love and nurture that child, not friggin' kill him. You know, whether it was an accident or not. If it was an accident, you know, why not call LE and say, you know, my kid, you know, whatever. And stand up like a true mother. But, you know, like me, I had 3 boys, and I would have never even thought that I could do something like that to any of them. And I've got grandkids now. And they're all beautiful. And if anything was to happen to any of them, again, I'd be wrecked. You know? I can't even handle it when I have to put my dog down, which was not long ago either. And, you know, that's bad enough. But you're talking about a child.
Right.
that didn't ask to be brought into the world, that didn't ask to be hit or abused or anything like that. And it's just unthinkable. And if we could think, how that would happen or contemplate doing that, then we're kind of wrong in the head too.
It's an emotional situation, and nobody expected it to. Have you been watching my coverage of this since I started it?
Oh yeah.
So at the very beginning, what's that?
I haven't become a member because I can't afford to.
Oh well, look, people are handing them out left and right. You just hang in there. But when I'm when I started covering this, I remember saying that it's going to get bad, and
yep.
I had no idea how bad it would get. Nobody knew how bad it would get, and it's gotten worse than bad. It's gone from bad to worse to even more tragic by the day. And then the other day when they went out, that was throwing salt on the wound, and unfortunately, they have these protesters outside of their house that they're pissed off about, and I get why they're pissed off about it, and I don't agree with people, going up on lawns and knocking, if they're standing across the street and whatever, fine. I'm still not even into that, but I mean, they pissed these people off. They've pissed a lot of people off. That's their problem.
They have to expect some kind of retaliation from people who are not in that frame of mind. I mean, it happened with Gabby. It happened with Summer. It's just, it is what it is, and it's going to happen regardless. But to totally disturb the peace and be touching people's vehicles and going up on their lawn, that's totally wrong.
Yeah, it's too much for sure. It's too much. But like I said, I understand why people are mad, and they have every right to be mad. Well, why wouldn't you be mad? I mean, but like I said, when they went to that restaurant, they pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And that's their fault. And
Red. That.
Yeah, they've brought a lot of this crap on themselves. I mean, obviously the way that they're acting, it's just weird, It's not even weird. It's disgusting. Weird is a nice term.
Atrocious is a good word.
I don't think that they've made a word, or that a word will suffice what is going on here. And like I said, I was trying to give Billy Joe the benefit of the doubt, and I'm so far past that with her now because of, first of all, the babysitter thing was really, I tried to understand that. But you look at the video, the photo. I mean, that lady was terrified. She was standing over the top of her, trying to dominate her, and scaring her. The lady that
wasn't even welcome to the house.
No, and she was terrified. Terrified.
Right. Absolutely crazy. But if Ellie, excuse me again, if Ellie doesn't do what they can to make a case strong enough that it's going to hold and they can prosecute her to the fullest for whatever they charge her with, then all is, it's all done in vain.
Right.
So people just need to understand that Ellie needs to do what they need to do, because this case has to be strong enough. And I don't think little Miss Leilani is going to go anywhere, because I think she thinks she's going to get away with it.
You think so? You think she's going to get away with it?
Great. She's acting pretty brazen, and she thinks, by saying, "Oh, I don't remember."
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't hold water.
No, nobody's going to.
I mean, that's all over it.
Nobody's going to care about that, at all. Oh man, totally agree. Let's see here. Well,
Yeah. Well,
do you want to give out your chat name or your screen name?
I'm just on there as Margot Yost.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate that.
All right, Josh. You and all the lab rats and everybody have a good night,
Lab
and
rats.
I'll keep watching.
Okay, thank you much. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.
Take care.
This person's been on hold for a minute. Sorry about that. Thank you for holding. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Josh. This is Lorna Stevens from Lancaster, Texas.
Hey, how are you?
And I don't really have, pardon me?
I said, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thank you.
I didn't really want to comment much on little Quentin, but I did want you to put me on mute so I could give you my phone number so I could get your address to send you this Titanic book.
Oh, yes.
Remember? I know, and I was wondering, okay, why can't I email? Why can't I what? But I have found out I have so much junk in my phone, and I'm not very tech savvy.
Okay, yeah.
So I thought, well, I'll just wait till one day when you have a call in, and I'll just call in and then try and get on air and get your address so I can send you this book, because I know it's something I've heard you talk about, and I think it's something you would really like.
Yeah, no,
and really enjoy.
I totally forgot about that. I am so sorry. The email that you sent, will you can I just send all that information?
Yes, yeah. I don't know if I can receive it though, because I don't know. Like I didn't even know if you got my email.
Okay, I'm gonna mute
so
everybody.
I thought if I just said,
hold on.
Pardon me?
Hold on, I'm gonna mute everybody. Give me 1 second here.
Okay. Found somebody that would enjoy it, and I know you would take care of it.
Oh, I would absolutely
So,
love that.
And tomorrow when I talk to you, I have some other things you might enjoy too, because my granddad was a lawyer in Mississippi. In fact, I have a chair that's from the Library of Congress.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. No, that's great. I appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome,
Right.
and I'll let you get back to your program, and
we'll talk
I'll
tomorrow.
look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Thank you much.
Okay, thank you so much, Josh, and have a good night.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I remember getting the email from her, and she had this like awesome Titanic book. I'm a huge Titanic person. Isn't that weird that I'm into Titanic? But it all started at a Scholastic scholar thing when I was like in like second grade or whatever. I was obsessed with the Titanic because I got a book, like it was kind of like a kid's book, and there were pictures in it from, I believe it was the Carpathia, that took pictures of the survivors of Titanic. And you can't really, it's not a great photo, but I remember looking at it going, oh my God, like this is like crazy that I'm seeing this. And ever since then, I was just like learning about the Titanic left and right. Always loved it. Always will. I don't know why. Just how it is. It did not start with Leonardo and the supposed iceberg. Love the movie, big time. Yeah, and if you haven't, please give the show a like. It's always appreciated. Yeah, I just absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay, let's see. We got time for another caller or two. Titanic's favorite Leo movie, not just only her Leo movies. Probably not. But I'd like to think that I was. Oh, man. Yeah, that thing's way down there. No, thank you. Wait, what? My great-grandfather was a survivor. See, it's just amazing. What a crazy, crazy, crazy story. I watch everything Titanic. I do too. Cynthia says, I thought you were ending your show, so I went to A. And Susan Cooper says, I give a thumbs up as I come in every time. I have that much faith in this channel. I appreciate that. Yes, I have. Julie, I've definitely seen those. They're amazing. Ganja Farmer in the house. He says, ha ha ha, funny. I saw a documentary about the Titanic 2 days ago, and the topic was if it was wrong of them to collect items of the lost souls. What do you think? If it was for monetary gain, yes. If it was for remembrance and it's illegal to do now, but yes, absolutely. I think that there's no way that they should do that. Yes. It's a graveyard. I mean, that's really what it is. But yeah, I appreciate that question. I mean, if people are going down there and like selling it, like if you watch the movie Titanic and then they're down there looking for that supposed heart of the sea or whatever it was called, and I mean, that's a very scumbag thing to do, I guess. Yeah, if it's for a museum, it's okay. Right. It's okay. Did I close the... Oops, sorry. I shut the call. All right, I'll open the calls back up. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 858-299-2504. Please don't be shy. Second. I'm sure somebody in the chat. Yep, there it is. Linda threw it up. Let's see. You can get a piece of coal for like $3. Yeah, I know. You can buy stuff for sure. You can buy stuff for sure. Uh-oh. Dina got hit with the Moderna. I'd call in, but Moderna took me down. Hang in there. You did the world a great service. Thanks, Granny. So he says, you're amazing at articulating the investigation that you talk about, but there ain't no investigation. Oh, that's funny.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
Never saw it. Release this to me.
That's right. That is correct. Oh, well, I don't see what the heck is going on here. It says call suspended. I don't know. All right, well. I'm sure that's enough for the day. Shut her down. All right, hang in there 1 second. I think we have one more call coming through right now. This will be the last call that we take. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So what do you think of you following this situation with the baby Quentin Simon and the degenerate mother and grandmother?
Yes, I have. It's absolutely heartbreaking. He's the sweetest, cutest little boy ever, and he didn't deserve this at all.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, it's a really, really unfortunate thing. Let's see, Josh. I'll read this comment real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, love the work you do for all the precious children. Thank you so much. Okay, caller. So you're not just a caller, right? You're a caller. Somebody thinks you're from England. You're not from England.
No, I'm not from England.
You're not from England. Do you want to give your chat name?
Sure.
What's your chat?
No one can guess who it is?
Does anybody want to take a guess at who this might be in? Look at you taking over the show. Anybody want to guess? We don't have time for guesses. What do we got going on here? Hold on, you're muted. Does anybody want to guess? I muted her. I muted you.
No.
Muted again. Yeah. Somebody said you're from
Unreal.
Tennessee, South Africa.
Definitely Australia.
Let's put another shrimp on the bob, eh?
Yes.
G Crime says, gotta love fellow Australians. No idea. Nobody knows who you are until you, oh, wait a minute. Don't panic.
Don't panic for the win, I think.
Don't panic. Hit it. Nail on the head. Linda is
Yes.
in the house. Yay.
Yes.
Hi, Linda.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. Doing great.
Are
As
you?
always.
It's Linda, folks. Good. Is it? Somebody said, "Is it?" Oh man, Dina said, "Is this Candace Wells?"
Unreal. No.
Hey, do not cuss. I'm gonna mute you.
I will definitely not cuss. No F's and stuff.
Dude, Granny.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Granny went hard. I kind of liked it, but you know, it was.
I loved it. I loved her laugh.
I know, me too. It was awesome. All right, now
Granny's laugh was the best.
Now the chat's picking it up. Now they see. Good guy. Yeah, don't panic, man. Don't panic. Yeah. Look at that. Look at all that love for you. They're here for you, not me. That's why
I love the chat.
I'm hanging up on you. Somebody said, "Wait, this is
no."
Linda? Thank you, Josh, so much for
finally getting to talk to the chat.
Josh, you should get a PO box so we can send. We can all send goodies. I might get a PO box. Granny got wild though, didn't she? I loved it. A little
Granny
bit.
did get wild. I think that Margot's right though. I think you should get a PO box.
Okay, well,
I think that would be a great idea.
You know.
Let's get this organized.
Yeah, you know how I do with shipping.
I certainly do. The worst.
Thanks. I wasn't gonna say the worst. I was gonna say I'm not that good at it, but.
Well, I think I waited for 2 years to get a package from you. And it definitely didn't.
What? Sorry, you're breaking up.
There.
You're breaking up. Sorry.
The package didn't arrive till I got there.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I had to pick the package up myself.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, there must be some Nino L in reverse or something.
Yeah, the line's breaking up.
Something's going on. I'm not really sure.
I know for a fact. I know because I obviously read the chat with the lovely mods and everything, and I think that they would love a PO box to give treats for the boys as well.
I was trying to take like a little snooze earlier with them. And
yeah, I saw that.
They have this issue. It's a major problem. And they like to point their butt at my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just cook them off right in front of me while I'm trying to sleep.
I know. I'm well aware of that issue.
It's horrendous.
Yeah. Very, very.
And I had one. I just had one that did it. Now I have two.
Yeah, you've got double the pleasure.
Double the fun. It sucks most of the time.
Yeah.
And Amazon.
But they're so cute. They're the cutest little guy.
Yeah, but like, why can't they just lay up like by my face? Like Otis does sometimes, but it's like 80-20. I'm butt to head.
Well, I think that they're lying with it that way because they're like protecting you. They're like looking to see if someone's going to come in the door or something.
They are facing the door. Somebody said that in the chat too. Josh, are they facing the door? Yes. Tracy.
Melissa's hilarious.
Huh? You do need a box. We want to send things to Linda and Otis and Macho. Oh, and maybe you too, Josh. No, thank you.
The boys are the cutest. Seriously.
Macho peed on my trash can.
Well, that's just what happens. I mean, he's been doing really well.
Oh yeah, he's doing fantastic. He's lost like 2.5 pounds.
Yeah, and he's already part of the family. He's like fully attached to you. He's in love.
He bit my ear.
No, it was a love bite, though. Really.
Oh, it still hurt. He was getting more comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. He's very comfortable.
Yeah, now that he's gotten more comfortable, he's starting to bite my ear and sit wherever he wants. He does everything that he's a great. He marked it with his scent. Yeah, he did mark it. He did mark it with his scent. And Teresa says this is the best. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. We love you.
Time for a change.
And Matt was in the chat before too.
I don't see Matt.
Well, I tried to get Matt to call in, but he said maybe another time.
Stop sharing corn dogs with him. Macho has never ever had human food that I know of, and I've just been filling his fat belly with it.
Have you told them what Macho's previous owner said? How he said, "Oh, he'll never hop up on the couch."
Yeah. So I get that. So Macho was getting rehomed, and he was a crate dog, unfortunately, and that's the reason that he wanted to rehome him. So he's like, we were real strict at our house with the dogs. We had a lot of dogs. He says he'll never ever get up on the furniture ever. He just won't do it because he's been trained not to do it. He also said that he wouldn't get in food, which he's done already. But now, so the first day he may have been just slightly shy. The second day, he hopped right up on that bad boy like it's nothing. And he sits on every piece of furniture that you can find.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
He's
you,
nice and comfy.
And I'll be honest, he was a bit of I would say a mess, but he was really overweight. He was really down in the dumps. He was all these things. And he was very out of his element. And it'll be 2 weeks now this weekend that I've had him.
Yeah, 2 weeks on Sunday.
He's running everywhere. He's playing with Otis. He's jumping on the furniture. He's rolling on the ground, scratching his back. He just does everything that it seems like he's always wanted to do, and he's doing it every single day. And he's not sad. He's not upset. He's not anything. Him and Otis have a bond, and they're having a blast. They're having a blast.
Very, very sweet to see the two of them. They're just so cute.
Yeah, exactly. Being a stud dog in a crate is not a high quality of life. No, and that's really what we're dealing with. But my friend, the owner, loved him a lot. It was just that he was always working, and they had four dogs total, and so on and so forth. And it sucked. It sucked, and he was telling me he's getting depressed. That was his choice to tell me that,
Yeah, exactly. And you said that and the boys are gonna. So Macho's gonna see his wife still.
They didn't get married.
Well,
I think his wife.
Maybe you just. Well, his partner. What do you want to call her?
His wife.
Didn't your cousin get her?
Yeah, but he's not. They're not married, are they?
Oh my God.
Maybe in the eyes of God they are.
Okay, well, his girlfriend then.
Oh, so now he's fornicating outside of marriage.
Well, I said they were married. You said they weren't. Anyway, so Otis is still going to get to see his mum, and Macho is still going to get to see his side piece, whatever you want to call it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Mrs. Macho.
Okay,
we'll go with this.
His side piece.
I I know.
You just, I mean, you were on
Oh
an
gosh,
epic run.
this is going downhill.
Went from
rapidly.
wife, girlfriend, side piece, and now Otis is
Oh,
a
boy.
bachelor. I mean, sorry, Otis. Macho is a bachelor.
I mean-
Otis is an incel.
Oh god.
he's just
Unreal.
a little shit. I mean, that's all he is, man. He just
Don't say any F's and
No,
stuff.
he's not.
yes, he
Yeah.
is.
No, you say these things, but that's not the truth. You love him.
I do love him, but
So
are
much.
you telling me that you don't think that he's a jerk sometimes? Don't lie.
I mean, he's got a very strong personality, but he's got a very sweet heart, and I will never say one bad thing about him.
Whatever.
So sorry. You can say it.
Matt super chatted
honestly-
$200,000 or 200,000 Quinn or something. I don't know what denomination that is, but thank you, Matt.
Quinn. Yeah, Otis is going to need the college.
Put this
fund
towards
back.
Otis's college fund. If there's anybody
Yeah.
that's not going to college in this family, it's Otis.
Yeah.
There's
that-
not a
that's
lot going
accurate.
on
I'll-
between those eyes. They're dead eyes.
I mean, I'll agree with that. Yeah. They're
It's-
not dead eyes. He has got the most expression
I
in a
know.
little dog
I
that you've
know.
ever seen.
I like when
His side eyes are priceless.
I like when
side eye I
he
give.
bites his lip.
Yeah, he's very cute.
But he's very cute. I love Otis. Sophie says, "Love that you rescued him too." I mean, I did not want another. I mean, I wanted another dog, but I didn't. You know what I mean? And when I first got him, I was like, "Am I going to be able to like love Otis enough?"
Yeah,
And
it was hard after Maggie passed away. That's for sure.
yeah, it was the worst.
But it's hard to go from having a dog and not having a dog. 'Cause
Well,
there's
I've
just
always
such
had. I've
a
always
big-
had to.
Yeah.
I've
Such a big
always had to.
big presence that's missing from the family. So, yeah, and I remember when you got Otis, I remember saying to you, puppies are different to, like, old, you know,
I had
you've
never had a
puppy
puppy.
before.
Never.
And I remember you ringing up, like, that day, and you were like, I don't know what I've done. I've made a big mistake.
Do you remember, you know, and everybody, if you listen to this show at all, when, you know, Otis chewed up almost everything that I owned. Like there was he didn't chew up shoes. He didn't chew the furniture, but like he chewed up every debit card I had, my driver's license, my credit card, my ear pods, my AirPods, my, grandma's Bible. That we don't count that because that wasn't mine. And then we have
and her crossword
we don't count
puzzle.
anything that grandma. It doesn't. She deserved it. And then he chewed up my Beats.
I'm telling her.
He chewed up
Yeah.
my. What else did he chew up? I don't know. There's a ton. He chewed up a ton of stuff. But
Your underwear? Your underwear.
Oh,
Your
man.
underwear too.
he got me right in the. He chewed the crotch out of a couple of them. They were clean.
Stop it.
I had to throw them out.
Oh my god.
And you know the worst part is I didn't even notice until I put them on.
Kelly, there will be no little Otis. He's had surgery.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. You what, sorry?
Calm. You're on live.
I was just reading the chat.
Well, don't. It's not everything it's cracked up to be.
Trust trying to move past the eating of the underwear.
No, I'm saying I didn't notice until I put them on. It just felt a little colder than usual.
It's a bit breezy.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, Otis.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jen Yu. He's so lovely.
Oh, hi, Jen Yu. How are you? 11 months.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey now, Jen Yu. Hey now.
Hey now. All right. Well, we should probably end this. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Love you much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. I love you too. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you, everyone.
And there it was. There she was. The lovely Linda. The heart and soul of the channel. I know. The hole in the underwear was really bad stuff. Now that's funny. Guys, thank you so much for all the new memberships, the super chats, super stickers, the continued memberships. You guys make this channel run, and I appreciate that very much. All you guys do. And just thank you guys for being here.
Blaze in the steel. Bring the heat. Mix it non-stop with the hottest DJ.
I'm your host, Joshua Diaz.
Non-stop.